RD Promo is committed to the best services and products for our clients. Our expert account representatives are committed to your satisfaction and are prepared to help you find the promotional bags, gift items, and products you need. Our compelling corporate gifts meet high-quality standards and are designed to work for every budget. RD Promo makes promoting your business affordable, efficient, and fun. We work with high-end clients, advertising, and marketing firms alike to craft successful marketing campaigns for brands. Small businesses, major corporations, and multinational Fortune 500 companies have trusted us for their promotional product needs. Call 1-855-915-7377 or visit our website at rdpromo.com. We all know that paper straws are terrible. They dissolve after a few minutes of being in your drink. When they dissolve, they are also releasing gluten into your drink. Gator straws are different because they are made from rice paper. Rice, like when used with sushi, it gets wet and it binds. Gator straws last at least 4 to 5 hours in a drink. Gator straws are gluten-free, manufactured with superior paper, are recyclable, animal-friendly, eco-friendly, and simply the best straw on the market. For more information, call 855-915-7377 and visit our website at www.safetyworks.com. That's www.safetyworks.com. The Safety Works line of products has been carefully tested and established as the first line of defense against the worldwide pandemic and beyond. Our high-quality FDA line of personal protection equipment will keep you, your family, and your workspace as protected as possible during these uncertain times. Call 1-855-915-7377 or visit our website at safetyworks.com. That's safety, WERCS.com.
This program is furnished by amp2tv.square.
The content, information, and opinions expressed during the related show are those of the show personalities and guest alone, and not those of Vic Canellis Media Group, its parent, affiliates, or stations. VCMG Live is not responsible for any content, information, or opinions expressed. User bears full responsibility for their reliance on such content, information, or opinions.
Yeah, welcome to the 6th Borough radio show, brought to you by Power Up Radio. Joe and Denise here to talk all about Florida's do's and don'ts that take place every day in the streets of New York. So get ready to ride the A train. Next stop, Boca Raton. So what do you say we get the show started?
And welcome, this is Denise.
And this is Joe, and we are live from Boca Raton, Florida.
Indeed, we are live. It's another week. Can you believe it?
Another week gone by.
Another week gone by. A lot of great things happening. We are
holiday weekend.
Holiday weekend this weekend. That is right, and it's going to be good weather in the borough, 6th Borough. So we're supposed to be expecting some really nice weather, good boating weather. So for any of you that have those kind of plans, we wish you a great, safe weekend. On that note. Last weekend, we had a really good weekend. Well, I should say a really good show. In recap of that, I want to remind you, if you missed last week's show, you can come back and see it live again. You can go into the archives. You can go into Facebook, which is under Power Up Radio TV, and you can hear us on there to see the show from last week. We had a real great lineup. We had last week, who was our guest last week?
Last week was Alan Kaiser.
Alan Kaiser from
Mama's Family.
From Mama's Family. Yes. That was a great, great show.
Tell them what you're dying to tell them. Where else can they watch the show tonight? I know you've been saying how hard you've been working on it, so tell everybody what you're dying to tell them.
Yes, so I'm dying to tell everyone that you can actually see our show as well and hear us live on our website, which is www.powerupradiotv.com. Once again, www.powerupradiotv.com.
Now, they can watch us now live, right?
You can watch us live on there
as well.
We
don't have to do the Facebook lives anymore.
That's true. We want you to now start moving your attention towards the website. Why? Because we have a lot of great things that are happening on that website. You'll be able to go and see the different events that are coming up, where all the different kinds of things that you could put on there yourself personally if you have an event in your neighborhood, a nonprofit event that you want supported. We're going to talk a little bit about that in a minute. But the website is definitely one of those places where you can do digital advertising. There we are. We're live.
Now, question: can we see the comments on there?
So that's the background. This is you can actually hear it on there.
Leave comments. We can still see it then.
Yes.
All right, good. So leave some comments, everybody. We want to know what you think.
And you can call us in live as well, 888-565-1470. I almost give you my phone number. Oops.
Oh.
It's 560. It's 888-565.
You can find that on any bathroom wall, right?
Oh, yeah, okay. This is the Sixth Borough. Anything could be said on here. It's a live show, so of course you can find my number.
I'm going to pay for that one.
You are.
She left herself wide open, right, Fred?
I did. But if you want...
Okay, sorry.
If you want to call us, we want to hear from you because we have a really great show lined up for the Sixth Borough today.
Yes, we do.
We have with us the cast, as we said, member from Family Ties.
I can't even begin to read all the stuff this guy.
I actually shared with someone today who was going to be on the show, and they're like, I remember who that is. And remember the things that we're doing on the show to keep your attention, and the special, unique type of shows redundant. The uniqueness of the show is the fact that we are actually having memories, and we go over things that have happened to us from the 70s and 80s that we were growing up, and from the 80s we've been having, where are they now?
Yeah,
those that have been on the shows.
It's a perfect throwback show. That's what we do.
That's right. We go back in time. We bring you back some nostalgic memories, some good stories from the day of living back when, you can go outside and not have to worry about certain things. And when it got dark outside, then that's when you went home. I mean, you didn't have a lot of things to worry about.
You know what's weird? When people talk about the 90s, I feel like it's 10 years ago. Then you think about it, the 90s is 30 years ago.
Is it really?
30 years ago.
For some reason, it sounds a lot longer when I hear it.
My daughter was born in 1991, and it seems like yesterday. She's 31 years old today.
Well, crazy. That goes back to what we mentioned about the show last week. We did another segment on the different types of named generations.
You taught me a lot with that.
12 generations are named, from the silent generation all the way up to the alpha generations, which are the babies being born today, and why they are the way they are to a certain degree, and why they're what has happened to our kids that have grown up in this society of social media, digital surroundings. It's just a world of a difference, and how we actually, they don't know what we know, clearly. So we have to kind of peek into their world to help them understand not everything happens like that. And, we have to give them some rearing of time. And that was a really great segment. So if you have missed that, you got to go back and see it.
With the charts and the colors.
I gave charts.
She did a great job on that, Denise. Yeah.
That's the name of the show. But one thing that we have going on today, once again, who do we have lined up for the show? Remember, we want you to dial in. We have with us, and I don't know, Freddie, if you can go ahead and pull it up. We have guests with us today that are here on behalf of the Boca Raton Police Department. More specifically, the Boca Raton Police Department Foundation. We have two guests that are with us. We have Debbie Levine, who's going to be here, which is part and organizer, executive position to managing the foundation. And then we also have Alan with us. Alan making another appearance here, talking about his support for this particular event that's coming up on September 8th.
I've heard so much about this event. I can't wait.
I know. So let's not wait anymore. Let's bring them on.
Let's bring them on.
Come on down. Come on down and join us.
Sit here and
pick a seat. Pick a hot seat. This is that moment that it's called a hot seat. Don't worry about what is going on. Okay. But if we can have Freddie show us the actual flyer about the event. Thank you very much. This is an actual card. Love this. About the event called United in Blue. We celebrate, and great details. I've actually been looking more and more into it. But I got the introduction through Alan, and Alan is a fantastic philanthropist, just all the way around, is now really doing a great job in working his way through Boca Raton.
Yes.
How lucky are you?
We're so happy to have Alan on board with us. He's one of our most active trustees, for sure.
Yes, he really, the number of things that he's spoken with me with respect to all the things that he's done, but this is a baby project of his right now that hopefully will become bigger, badder, and better next year.
Absolutely, yeah. We're looking to make it an annual event.
Yes. So let's talk a little bit about the event. Alan, why don't you start with a little bit about your interest in the event? But before we do, let's go back and tell everyone who you are and how you came down here, because I know you're originally from Chicago.
Yeah, born and raised, and that's where I had a couple of my companies, and I was able to retire in my early 50s, and I moved here full time. And Boca Raton's been my home for 3 years now. And I've been fortunate enough to experience success over the years. So I give back, and the Boca Police Foundation is one near and dear to my heart.
Why don't you share with us what was most interesting about this particular foundation that you found was a niche that you can fulfill and really help raise the bar and fulfilling the needs of our first responders, our police department here in Boca Raton, which is part of the 6th Borough. And as far as we're concerned, the 6th Borough, which is South Florida, we can more or less say that Boca Raton is the capital because everyone comes here. Would you agree?
Yeah.
Everyone from New York would come here. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I like to say all roads lead to Boca.
Oh, there you go. I like that.
Right.
I really like that. So, again, go ahead, Alan. Why don't you share with us a little bit about what's so unique about what you're working with everybody?
Well, the police that are our protectors, it's very important for me. In the past, I had hundreds of employees, and we'd work at night on parking lots, and a lot of times we had to hire private security depending on where we were working in the United States. So I always got very involved with the local police of where I lived and where my businesses were. And I became more involved and friendly with some of the chief of polices. And when I moved to Florida, I didn't have an office building where I was going every day to work. So I met with the local police where I first moved, and that was Delray Beach, and became involved with them. And then after so many years, I met Mr. Mark Bell, who started this organization, the foundation, in 2013. And I had heard a lot of good things about the Boca Police Foundation, and Debbie and I became involved about 3 years ago, and I helped support basically just writing out checks for some of the events.
It's a very important task. I mean, I think that writing a check is like one of the most important things you can do. It's great exercise. We like it. If you need help, we'll help you.
There you go. So, and then as we got more involved with some of the events, I stepped up and said, you know, I'd love to use some of my my gifts of marketing and sales and help with this big event that is coming up next Thursday, September 8th, that we're very excited about.
Super excited. I mean, it's like an event that names are being... Well, why don't we talk about the event, right? So right now, we know it's September 8th, and it is called United in Blue. We celebrate. It's going to be taking place at the Addison, and that's a Thursday, right? Between 6 and 10.
Yes.
Tell me a little bit about the venue and about those that are going to be on there. I know we have people from Earth, Wind, and Fire, and then we also have Chicago that are going to be doing some...
They're going to be jamming, right?
They're going to be jamming
Yeah,
together.
Right, yeah, show is obviously the featured entertainment of the evening.
Wow.
But there's going to be food stations and past hors d'oeuvres and open bar.
We're going to this, right,
networking.
Yeah,
There's gonna
we'll be there.
Mixing and mingling,
Right.
and we're going to have some raffle prizes. So yeah, it's going to be really nice evening.
Oh, there we go.
There's the event right there for those that are actually able to see the event. Those that are driving and listening, this again is an event that will have Bill Chaplin, Keith Howland, and Jeff Coffey. That is from formerly of Chicago, and the special guest partaking in the jam is John Harris of Earth, Wind, and Fire. I just love those names, Chicago and Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Two iconic groups.
Exactly.
mean,
and
this
they're gonna
is
be playing
amazing.
Those hits that you're going to expect them to
Decades
play.
they've been around. Decades,
Yeah.
like 4 or 5 decades. Wow, I feel old again.
Yeah, well, honestly, but really quickly, the tickets themselves. Tell us how and the best way to get the tickets.
The best way to get the tickets are through our website, which is www.bocaratonpolicefoundation.org/events.
All right, then. And we have tickets that are for sale.
Yes.
I know there's package tickets, like dinner package. Is that still available?
It's all included. So
It's all included.
Tickets are $125 through September 7th. Because September 8th, day of the event, they go up to $150.
At the door.
Yes, exactly. So $125, you'll get dinner and open bar, plus the show, of course.
I'm sold.
So it's a really nice night out, Thursday night. It's party chic is what we're calling attire. So whatever you would normally wear when you go out, for dinner. You don't have to get overly dressed up. Jeans are totally fine.
Well, if you're going to be jamming, what else could you be in?
Exactly. It's just a great night out. Of course, it supports Boca Raton Police Foundation. And, just to share with you a little bit about what our mission is, we support the Boca Raton Police Department. We provide funds for training, equipment, and technology.
So once again, I just want to say you're listening to Debbie Levine, the executive director for the Boca Raton Police Foundation.
Right.
How long have you been doing this?
6 years with the foundation.
Is this the first event of this type?
Of this type, yeah, because typically our events, our fundraisers, are the silent and live auctions, our cocktail parties. But this is the first time we're doing something with some live musical entertainment, and I'm very excited about it. When Alan came to us with this idea, I'm like, wow, this is not something you typically see in Boca. A lot of the other nonprofits do the dinner dance, sit down dinner,
Right.
gala ballroom kind of thing. So this is, something new and exciting for the area.
It is a sit-down dinner?
No, it's not.
Okay.
It's not.
All right. I was
No,
going to
it's
say, if you're going to need to
stations.
jam and dance, it's going to be kind of
Right,
hard.
yeah,
So
yeah.
it's a free flow.
Exactly.
Okay. You
Yeah.
eat, you jam, you dance.
Right.
Go back for
Mingle,
a drink.
networking.
Rinse, repeat. Same thing.
Right. Visit
Yeah.
with your friends. Yeah. And I think that a lot of the attendees like that,
Yeah.
rather than just be stuck at a round table and watching the program, and because not everybody participates in the programs.
Right. I do want to remind everyone that we did put on our website, www.powerupradiotv.com, the actual event is there. If you go to the listed event, you can also click on there on an event on the website, which will bring you right to the link to buy the tickets.
Oh, great.
So we set you all up for that.
Thanks.
It's an easy go-to. I know, Alan, you had shared with me that in your mind's eye, what you thought specifically this event could create, but how do you see it coming up and making a bigger event next year? Is it you plan on doing this again and again?
Well, certainly, as Debbie mentioned, I'm sure this will be quite successful, and we'll raise tens of thousands of dollars next Thursday night. So the goal next year would maybe, again, with Daniel Hartwell's help from, I believe it's Ocean Ridge. He has a lot of connections with these groups that from the 70s, 80s, 90s. He's mentioned some top names, Billy Idol and some other folks that he knows.
Are you talking about Daniel?
And Daniel Hartwell.
Yeah.
So depending on the board of the trustees, there's 19 of us, I believe.
You've even grown since then. We're at about 25. Yeah.
Okay, 25. So I assume Debbie and the board, if they want to carry forward and do a larger event next year, that we'll certainly look at that, and we'll have it still in Boca, and we'll maybe be able to sell a lot more tickets if we have someone like a Billy Idol. That'd be exciting.
That'd be very exciting. I know that Daniel Hartwell is involved with United We Rock.
Yes.
So hopefully we'll be doing a lot more work with him and helping him deliver and support what he's doing for anyone that gets involved with him, especially events like this.
Yeah.
Is there anything in particular that you feel you would want the audience to hear? And once again, you're listening to Debbie Levine, who is the Boca Raton Police Department Foundation Executive Director. We have Alan Rose with us, and they're talking about the event September 8th, 6 o'clock at the Addison, called United in Blue, and you're going to have some really great special entertainment at the end of the day. So thank you so much for coming on. You got the floor. Share one more thing if you want. You got the floor. You got the listeners. Anything else? If anyone wants to reach out to you, Alan, how is it they can do that?
Well, I'm available through my email, which is paveking56 at Comcast.com, I believe.
Pave King. So that
Pave
tells us
King.
a little bit what his past is.
Yeah, a little bit from the past, personal email.
Yes.
But I just want to mention that Debbie's done a phenomenal job. She's been a leader. She's done the lion's share of the heavy lifting for this event, and we really thank you, Debbie, for
Thank you, Alan.
doing all the hard work. The Addison's a great place. It's open air, a big courtyard with the side banquet rooms where we're going to be having open bar in 3 different locations and food stations. It's going to be just a super venue, and and we're going to probably limit tickets to 275.
Okay.
So there'll be plenty of room. The place holds 500, so there'll be plenty of room to get up and close and personal with the band.
Well, I know that Joe and we're looking forward to being there and supporting you. And again, anyone that wants to know more information, they can actually go right to United in Blue We Celebrate. And once again, would you mind sharing with us the actual website to go to for the tickets?
Sure. It's www.bocaratonpolicefoundation.org/events.
You know, one other question, and I'm sorry, I think I need to share this.
Sure.
You shared that the monies that are being raised for this is going towards items that the officers need.
Right, exactly.
And I know that Alan told me it's like in things such as going underwater, scuba gear, and things of that.
Right.
Okay. I really thought they would have been supplied that, but I guess it is true. You need things that they don't.
Yeah, it's
No,
not
yeah.
that the city doesn't fund the police department. It's just that the police department has a wish list of other things they want to be able to acquire too, because we want to make sure that the police department has the most up-to-date, latest technology, and we want them to have state-of-the-art equipment.
Yep.
We want them to stay a step ahead of the criminals. Today's criminals are much more sophisticated, than years past. So we want to make sure that Boca Raton remains a safe community.
Well, if they're safe, we're going to stay safe.
Yeah.
That's for
Exactly.
sure. Well, thank you so
Exactly.
much for coming on. You're welcome to stay the rest of the show. And we're going to be going ahead and ensuring that we promote you as much as we can. And we will see you next Thursday.
Thank you. Yeah.
Thank
Look
you,
forward to
Denise.
seeing you.
Thank you so
Joe?
much.
Yeah. Thank you.
All right,
Thanks,
then.
everybody.
bet.
So, Joe, I'm super excited about going. Thank you.
You bet.
All right. I know you're looking forward to it. Do you have have you gone to any of the concerts for any of these particular bands?
I saw Chicago and Earth, Wind, and Fire when they had the Dr. Pepper concert series in Central Park
Oh my goodness.
in the 70s and 80s.
So talk
So
about being
both.
in the borough
Yep.
in Central Park.
They used to give a free concert in Central Park on in the late 70s, early 80s, and and it's the right first come, first go. You get the best seats. People would sleep.
It was
over.
outdoors.
Yeah, it was outdoor. I saw so many bands.
I think they still do that.
No, they don't.
No, they don't do.
No.
I thought they
nothing's
did.
for free in New York anymore.
I
But
thought it
mean,
was hosted like Good
nobody
Morning
got-
America show where somebody was doing it.
Nobody got crushed there, running in. Everybody just got their seats or sat on the lawn. And I mean, I saw Jefferson Starship, the two I just mentioned. I can't remember. I saw so many great bands there. I was like in shock that I was watching them. And Earth, Wind, and Fire in Chicago, I remember very vaguely because they were unbelievable.
I remember seeing Chicago at Madison Square Garden.
Yeah. And Earth, Wind, and Fire, they put on some show.
Yes. Yes, they do.
Yeah.
They really do. So we're super excited to be there. And once again, y'all know that if you want to buy tickets and actually please come and have fun with us. Come meet us, hang out with us.
Say hi to Cousin Joe, our biggest fan.
There he is. Cousin Joe is back.
We have to say hello to everybody that comments because everybody's yelling at me this week. I'm not going to comment if you don't tell me. If you don't.
No, we
shout
want
it
you to
out.
comment. We want you to
Yes.
comment. We want you to call in. And better yet than commenting, call in and give us your comments. You can do that too.
I don't want some of you to call in. You never know what they're gonna say.
Well, why don't you stage now for who our next guest is going to be? Because I know everyone is waiting.
He's not on hold yet, is he? Okay, so yeah, we told him 6:30, so we got some time.
Okay, so we're gonna. That's fine because we have plenty that we can go over. One of the things about the website that I'm very excited about is once again they can certainly go ahead and you can watch us now on the website as well, and that's www.powerupradiotv.com. And even if you just go there when we are not live, you still have the ability to listen to the music that's the station is playing 24/7, and get to enjoy all that. And you can stay in touch with us until you hear us again, or just click and watch the shows again. I'm super excited. We're going to be having a store that you can shop in as well.
Oh yeah, what can you buy?
Well, you can actually buy a lot of the goodies from us, but you can also, if you are out there and you want to support us,
We're gonna start having our own merchandise.
Yeah.
It's a pretty good idea.
I know because who is
Let's
our?
start selling Freddie's hats.
Well, you got to mention
Has one R or two?
one. Power Up Radio. Power Up Radio. TV.com. Now, we actually have to share how it is that they can buy their stuff.
Tickets.
You can actually tell them, Joe, who they can buy things through. Who's our promoter? Who's our sponsor?
Our R&D Promo and Sourcing, the premier promotional product vendor in the country, in the world, I would say. We're pretty good. We make anything with your name on it. Then also Safety Works, all organic, safe cleaning products and safety equipment, gloves, etc. And of course, Gator straws.
Gator straws.
The best paper straws on the market. As everyone knows, probably next year will be the last year plastic straws, anything plastic. A lot of plastic's going to be outlawed in Florida. Yeah.
Does that mean plastic surgery too?
Oh, and I hope not for some people, but no. Plastic bags.
I just had to say it. It just made sense. Getting
you're
rid of plastic.
Plastic bags and stuff like that. Hold on a second. This is the guy that's coming in.
So, once again,
sir.
a lot of our different things that we have here. This is a home show. Anything is possible. He's taking a phone call while we're live. Just while we're live, taking a phone call.
No,
That's how we roll.
This is our celebrity coming on.
This is our celebrity coming on.
What?
So, for those that are wondering and haven't seen, we actually have coming on live.
We can't see him. He's called in. All right,
Brian.
We'll get him on. He's going to be okay.
So we had.
V mixing. Well, if you're ready.
All right, so he's there.
We
got him live. Why don't you just give him the introduction?
That wasn't just a phone call. That was a very important phone call. The guy's on hold. He wants to
and
know
I
what
preach.
the
Turn the
hell's
phone
going
off while we're
on
live.
over here.
Why don't you tell
This
us
is a
all about
family
who
show.
this
You
is?
can call me anytime. You can text me, call me, do whatever you want.
When I was actually, we actually going to have, and I don't want to say his name wrong, Brian Bonzal.
Brian who? Brian Bonsall, yep.
Bonsall. I actually want you to know that when I was looking to post that he was going to be on the show, I actually found the theme song to Family Ties.
Oh, did you?
Yes, I did. That sounds like all of the one from the 80s. But no, I actually posted
There
it.
he is.
There he is live.
Hey, Brian.
How's it going?
Welcome,
Good.
welcome,
How are you?
welcome.
Thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you for having me. Yeah, thank you.
He's a young guy, man. Listen,
Did you just have
gotta turn him
Chicago
up.
and Earth, Wind, and Fire on?
There we go. We can hear you now perfectly.
All right. You just had Chicago on there and Earth, Wind, and Fire?
They're going to be on an event we're going to next week.
Cool. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah.
How-
You're a
how
musician.
fast-
You're a musician, so you would love that.
Yeah, I've been playing music for many years now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, let's just frame really quickly so everyone knows. Welcome to the show. We actually have
Thank you very much.
Brian Bonzal that's with us, who was indeed the child actor in the show called Family Ties. And we are dating back to the 1980s.
80s.
And thank you so much for being here, because you being here is right in line with what the theme of our show is. Where are they now? And I'm telling you, I've met so many individuals, and I never would have thought I would have met you. Here I am. I used to watch you on TV, and here you are sitting in front of me and Joe. And thank you. I mean, thank you for giving us the laughs and the show.
Yeah, well, thank you. My
Thank you so much.
My family was also a huge fan of the show before, we even all knew I was going to be on it. My
Wow.
family would get together
Really?
and watch it in the living room. Yeah, and then just to have that happen, right when I started acting, to get that part was just mind-boggling to my whole family, because it was
Yeah.
like, is this real?
So your family actually knew the cast?
No, they used to watch the show.
Oh, I see. You used
And
to
then
watch
you-
a show, and
yeah.
here you are. They're watching you on the show now.
Yep. Yeah.
Wow.
So what happened? You started acting and you got an audition for it, or what happened? How'd you get the part?
Yeah, I mean, I did a couple commercials before that. I think a teddy bear commercial. I did a Los Angeles Zoo commercial. And then I tried out for that with 2,000 other kids. And,
Wow.
And it was basically, at that time, being 3.5 years old, it was, they want to know that you can take some sort of direction. So it was walk left, walk right, forward, back. And,
You knew
so
you left
Alex
and
is-
right then? I didn't.
And yeah, I did, yeah.
You still don't.
It happens. I get confused. I'm ambidextrous. I can't help it.
yeah.
I can't help it. But so here you are, the cutest button ever that was on the show. You were the youngest, and actually you were the surprise to the family, I think, with respect to the family show. That, here you are, and there's another baby coming aboard, and you had some great actors that you've worked with.
Oh,
Yeah.
it was amazing. I was so lucky, and just great, genuine, awesome people too. I mean, you hear drama sometimes from those shows growing up, and our show, there was no drama. Everybody loved each other, and it was a great time, and I learned so much from them. I mean, they were real family, being that age and actually learning life lessons from them. I mean, Michael J. Fox taught me how to dive into a pool. So I mean, just taking that's just
Like
one
a
example.
real big brother.
Yeah.
Really was, yeah.
Yeah. So let me ask you something. Being that young, working on the set, they had to restrict your hours and stuff of working, because I know I've worked on sets before,
Yeah.
and they worked the hell out of us actors. But as a child, they had certain rules and guidelines they had to go by, right?
That is very true. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
Growing up in that, I would hear the horror stories, Shirley Temple, and things like that happened. The way kids were treated in olden times, and there was definitely a more worked out system. And I had my school, and
Right.
I had my playtime to get PE in, and I had I had all that stuff.
Good. So it was like a totally different growing up experience on the set of the show. So
It was,
Yeah.
and I was in and out of real schools because of it, because
Yeah.
you start at a normal school, and then they learn you're an actor and that you're gonna be gone for 3 months and to shoot a movie or whatever, and they're not really into it, so you're moving from school to school.
Right.
So most of my school at that age was on the set. But.
How many shows were you on? Like, how many seasons?
I did 3 seasons. I did it. It's roughly between 78 and 81 episodes.
Wow.
I always thought it was
Wow.
81 growing up, but then sometimes I'll look at, I'll see IMDb or Wikipedia or something like that, and it'll say, it was 78 episodes. So I don't know exactly, but somewhere around there.
When did that show go off? Yeah. When was the final episode of that? Was it 89 or was it after that?
I think. I want to say it was 87 or 88. I should know this.
89, I think it was. I think it was 89. Then you did Star Trek right after that.
I did, yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, I just want to real quickly say, for anyone that's just tuning in, we are actually live with Brian Bonzel, who is the child actor in Family Ties, which was a show in the 80s that we grew up with. And actually, he was the baby of the bunch of Family Ties. And he's not a baby anymore. He's a total grown-up. But if you're just tuning in, I just want you to know that we are actually having Where Are They Now moment for a great show that a lot of us watched.
Right. We have to talk about Star Trek.
Yes, I want to hear more about that.
Everybody's a Trekkie, you know what I mean? And I remember you on their show. We used to call you Brain. What was it, Freddie? Brainy? Brain Mash. That was the nickname, yeah. But how long did
the forehead?
I'm sure you've been asked this question a million times. How long did it take to do that makeup?
2 hours.
2 hours. Well, that's
Yeah.
not that bad.
It was 2 solid hours and about 45 minutes to take it off. But,
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, at that age, 2 hours some days was a little long, but
And
for
how
the
old?
most part,
How old were you when you did that? You were young too. There.
I was young. It was not right after Family Ties. It was some years after that.
Right. You did the
And
movies in between.
I did a whole bunch of
Yeah.
TV movies to begin with, made for TV movies, and some Coca-Cola commercials with Art
he's
Carney,
busy,
and
very busy actor.
it was nonstop for 11 years, but Star Trek. I want to say I was around 11 or 12.
Right.
11 or
You're
12.
still young, yeah.
That's very young.
Sometimes sometimes it's a blur. It's a long time ago,
Yeah.
I just turned 40, so it's a long time ago.
You're still young.
I want to turn 40 again.
So, what about these movies? I remember Blank Check, one of my favorite funny movies ever.
Yeah.
And I forgot about you worked with Patrick Swayze too in Fatherhood.
Mm-hmm.
That was another funny
Fatherhood,
movie.
yeah.
You work with, like Denise was saying, you worked
Great
with
actors.
the greats, Bob Saget.
Well, thank you. It was a lot of fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw you were showing some clips from Father
Yes.
and Scout.
Yeah.
Bob Saget. Yeah.
Yeah. So you worked
Yeah,
with
that
some.
was a really fun one
Yeah.
to film. Fatherhood with Patrick Swayze definitely stands out as some of the most fun I had.
How was he to work
filming.
with?
He was just amazing. He was an amazing person, father figure, funny, he was everything to us, and we became really close with him.
Right.
He was just a great guy.
Are you still in touch with any of the cast from, obviously, the ones that we are not able to, but from Family Ties?
I do talk to Mark Price quite a bit. He's Skippy.
Skippy.
He was the neighbor who would come over, and he's working hard. He's touring around doing stand-up comedy, and he's just hilarious. But I don't talk to too many others very often. Once in a blue moon, we did recently do a reunion online, and so everybody had their own square, like here, and we did a little reunion and we reminisced. And it was really cool. It was long. It was like an hour and a half or something.
Really?
Yeah. And what was I want to say it was like TVinthehouse.com or something. I'll have to look it up. I think it was associated with NBC. But yeah.
Show like that with Family Ties, there was a lot of great, clearly family example moments of the traditional, perfect kind of, life, but all in essence, I think that particular show still was very real in many different ways. Because of just I think it was coming into its own. What would be one of your favorite moments that you remember on set from when you were there, getting ready to go on your favorite show? Let's start there. Which was your favorite show?
My favorite thing that I filmed?
Well, from
favorite episode.
Favorite
from Family
episode.
Ties?
Yes.
I mean, I had all my birthdays on there, which were always amazing. Like to come out and have the live audience singing "Happy Birthday" to you was just it was heart stopping. It was pretty crazy. Like it was like another world. There's so many great memories I have with them. I mean, just hanging out with Michael on our free time. Cruising around in his Ferrari. He had awesome dogs. He had some pit bulls. I definitely found a fondness for guitar because he was obviously super into guitar. And
yes. So you worked
and all that.
You worked with Michael after he was on Back to the Future. It was afterwards.
I think those were.
Yeah, because that was '85 that came out.
Coincided.
Yeah.
In some way, right? He was filming that while he was doing that.
So he was a superstar when you worked with him.
He was blowing up.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I being 4, 5, 6, 7 years old, I didn't really. I didn't
comprehend.
I didn't get that.
That's true.
Right.
He was just my brother in a sense.
At that young age, you won the award.
I did.
The Young Artist Award.
I got
for your
I'm drawing a blank, but it was 2 or 3 years I got Best Young Actor.
Yes, it says
it was
the role. Yep.
The Cosby Show was taken. They were taking Best Show at the time.
Right.
But when
That's
it
right.
came
Remember
to
how good shows were on the air back then.
I got the Best Young Actor awards.
Brian, you said something that we really can't just skip right over. You said live audience.
Yeah.
It wasn't pre-recorded.
No, it was not. We practiced all week, Monday through Thursday, and the live audience would come every Friday, and it was in front of whatever it was, 300-400 people. I'm just throwing out an estimate, but it was, it was
awesome.
Bleachers full of people. So there was that element that theater element that you want to get it right and you want to do it right. And it was okay when you didn't because
because the bloopers are funny for the audience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
the
We got
bloopers are
plenty of
great.
those.
And it gave the audience the ability to see how they do shoot shows and that people do mess up a line once in a while and you roll the tape back and do it again.
Like for the folks at home and stuff, you guys would do more than one show in front of the studio audience too, right? It would be more than one episode.
I'm pretty sure it was just one episode
Just one?
a week.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
That's the game shows that do that.
That were
I'm sure
live.
they were
Yeah.
I'm sure they were probably preparing other scenes for other shows that maybe got shot out of the studio
Right.
or in another spot. But as far as it was every week. It was we're starting the new show.
Nice.
It was practicing it all week and doing it Friday.
Nice.
But that's not easy. That's like going on Saturday Night Live.
Yeah.
And you know, if you make mistakes, so you made a mistake. And for a child, here you are, you're practicing all week, and then if you think about it, here you are live. I mean, anything can go wrong, and that's where improv comes in. You know, you have to ad lib in case someone skips a line or changes it up a little bit. You got to roll with it.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's not easy to do.
Right.
That isn't. I mean, as a child, as you and your baby. So. I find that very interesting. I'm looking at the different movies that you made, but go ahead. Why don't you ask about his music career? I'm
going
curious.
to ask about the signing shows and stuff. When's the next one you're doing? Where are you going to be at next?
I'm just kind of setting those up right now. So I don't really have confirmed dates.
Yeah.
There's possibilities with Chiller Theater.
I'm hoping to do that too.
Cool.
Yeah.
I mean, they're pretty booked up right now, so
Yeah.
We'll see what happens with the Halloween show. But if not, most certainly, hopefully April.
I'm going to
The
be in April,
one.
so I'll see you in person then.
Cool. All right, man.
Yeah,
Well, it'll be
yeah.
great to meet you.
Yeah.
I've done it once before. The Chiller Theater, I've done it once before on a Halloween, and it was a lot.
Halloween's
Of fun.
crazy.
It is crazy.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
got to see it this show on Halloween. I wish we could do it this year. It's insane the way these people dress up. It's
It is.
I have to
Wow.
go.
It's
Oh, I'm
Go ahead.
sorry. Go ahead. I didn't mean to interrupt. You know, it's hard when you're on the radio and you're trying to do this, but I have to remind others that people are listening that are on the road on the radio. They can't see what we see, but I'm currently looking at an old TV guide.
yeah.
They don't make those anymore, and they're like
No, it's
they
all
used
digital.
to. It was a staple in the household. And it was this TV guide, and there's another one that we have that you sent over for us to take a look at. But I mean, it brings back such warm memories to see it. Do you actually
Yeah.
have these still? Is that where you?
I-
No, I got all
do-
this stuff.
I do have those, and a fun fact about those is I have a fat lip in both picture.
Oh, really?
In both TV guys, I have a fat lip because I had fallen off my skateboard
Oh.
and I got stitches.
Just coincidentally, those are two different shoots, or is it just one
Two
shoot?
different. I think one of them was a bicycle, and I think that one you're showing right now was a skateboard.
Look at that. We didn't even tell. They did a good job trying to.
Yeah.
The old TV
Erase that.
guides, man. But Freddie, remember the TV
Yeah.
guides? They made for good. They made for good bathroom reading.
Oh,
And if you got a TV guide, you don't need a TV. That's
Right.
the line from the Lost Boys. Remember?
yes.
I remember that.
Yeah.
So ask them about
Yeah.
the music. I know you're getting at that.
Yeah, I want to know more about your music history. How that? So you said that you got into it with guitars because of Michael J. Fox, and how did it just escalate and grow into something that became a passion for you and where you are today?
Well, I started playing, drums first when I was really young, and kind of moved on to bass and guitar and a little piano. And I've basically just had a plethora of like pop punk rock bands over the years that I've started with a bunch of friends, and some of them are on the streaming services, and it's all on Bandcamp though. If you search my name on Bandcamp.com, you can find it all. And that kind of led to playing with one of my favorite bands of all time, the Atari. And so I did a whole bunch of touring with them. and Warped Tour and all over Europe and for a while, for a couple of years. And it was just a total blast. And I still do some stuff with him here and there, but I have a son now. So
Oh, well, congratulations.
Congrats.
Thank you so much. He just turned 3. So I've been doing the stay-at-home dad thing for the past few years and just trying to teach him all the cool things and raise a great little dude. And he already is, man. It's so exciting.
That's awesome. What about Michael J. Fox? You keep in contact with him, or you like his little son?
Yeah, I haven't talked to him much. Like I said, we did that reunion,
right?
And we got to talk a little bit, which was super cool. It was super cool to talk to him and see his face. But no, for the most part, I haven't had much contact.
Yeah,
right.
You're a dad now, so I think that takes a lot of time.
It does. It does.
Yeah.
It's super rewarding, and I'm loving it.
Yeah.
Do you see your son doing any TV work? Any modeling? Are you working on that? Are you passing down lineage?
I think I'm passing it down in a sense of my personality and the way I think actors and actresses could relate that, maybe you see things in life a little differently just because of that upbringing. And I think I'm passing down some of that. But I think as far as acting and doing that stuff, I kind of want to make sure it's something he wants to do.
Exactly.
And,
Sure.
And I kind of want to, see if that's something he's interested in. And soon enough, doing some of these conventions and little cameos I've done, and I might try to find some more work here soon and do some cool stuff. Obviously, typecasted, tattooed character or something of the sort. But I'll wait and see his reaction and see if it's something that that he seems interested in, and maybe if he wants to do theater in school and he's really pumped on it, then maybe that is a possibility.
You're right,
it's not
though.
Something
you don't want to push
Yeah.
him. He'll
No.
feel it out being around you. He'll say, "Dad, show me how to play the guitar," or "I like to try to be on TV."
I will be 100% fine if it's something he doesn't want to do.
Exactly,
I
yeah.
just, if that's something where he's like, I want to get good, and this is something I want to do, then sure, of course.
My son, a couple of weeks ago, I had my kids, one of my kids on the show. My son don't want to be on camera. He's like, I can't. I'm shy. And my wife's the biggest prankster, but it's weird. It's different.
Yeah,
But as
I
far
think
as
it
the
works that way.
With the music, are you still playing, or you said you're not doing that anymore?
I have a local band here in Colorado.
Oh, good.
I've had a whole bunch, and I kind of just started a new one. It's called Lights in the Sky, and we haven't really recorded much music yet, just some demos and stuff. But it's with some friends that are also dads, so that we can be unreliable.
The dad's
to each
band.
other if we have to. Yeah. So we get together every weekend and practice, and we play mostly just local shows around here for now. But yeah, it's just to keep the dream alive, and then hopefully do some more Atari's shows in the future. But yeah, music will always be a part of my life, no matter where I'm at.
Same here.
My son is already so interested in it and has too many guitars already and a drum set and all that.
Does he really? Who's your favorite guitarist?
My favorite guitarist? My favorite guitarist, I'm gonna say Warren Fitzgerald, and he's from a punk rock band that's been around since the '80s called the Vandals.
The Vandals?
The Vandals, yeah. And he's a wild guitar player, and I love his solos, and I've always adored his guitar playing.
I'm gonna check him out. I'm gonna check him out.
Warren Fitzgerald and the Vandals.
Warren Fitzgerald. All right.
Well, for those of you that have been listening, we actually have Brian Bonzell with us, who's very kind to share his time with us to talk about his career as a child actor with Family Ties. And again, a show from the 80s that we all, for the most part, watched. And here he is live standing.
Still watch it.
We can still watch it, right?
Yeah.
It still runs, right?
Yeah.
It still runs.
It's still
It
on.
does, yeah. I think it like has its own channel on like Pluto and some.
Yeah,
other
I
apps.
see it on MeTV a lot.
Me TV, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's true. You can see it on there and you can catch him as a baby.
Yeah.
But other than that, though, if anyone wants to follow you and stay in touch and through social media, how would they do that?
I would just say, you could go to Instagram and I'm Mr. Brian Bonsall on there. So it's that's my my user ID on there, Mr. Brian Bonsall, and I have a Facebook fan page too, which is official Brian Bonsall on there.
We'll check them both out for sure.
Check
Yeah,
them
check
both
them
out.
out.
Well, we can't thank you enough for being on the show and taking us back in time, a small tour and a peek into where it was that you were on set with Family Ties, with big names like Michael J. Fox and Diane Keaton. I mean,
All
there's
these
just
other
this-
movies
this-
with these
and the
other
movies that you were in, the
actors, yeah.
Star Trek thing blows my mind. I mean, just how old were you during the Star Trek
11,
piece?
right?
You were 11, you said.
I think I was about 11, and I hope that's right, and I may be a year off or something like that.
That's close enough.
There was another actor, Jon Stewart, who played my part before me, and then they wanted him to grow up a little bit, and I took over the role, and I just had a blast filming that. I mean,
That
I
show,
say this a lot.
that show
but
lasted
putting
a
on
long
that makeup
time.
and running around that set was just so much fun.
That show was on for a long time. I remember when it came out. That had a nice run. That
Yeah.
show. I
Yeah.
mean, and it
No,
was it had big shoes to fill. That was the
It
first
did.
one after the original Star Trek. Then a bunch
Yeah.
came after that, and I mean that
Yeah,
hit
I think
hard.
they-
That was
they-
very popular.
They definitely succeeded.
Yeah.
They-
Captain
they
Jean-Luc
hit the nail on the
Picard.
head. Yeah.
Remember the ads back then? Being bald is cool. Being like Captain John, yeah.
I'm looking at your what we have posted right now and all the movies that you were in.
Yeah.
And I have to say, I mean, you were very fortunate. You had a real great experience with many different talented actors and actresses.
I did.
You really, really did. I mean, just some of the big top names. And once again, we're talking to Brian Bunzell, the child actor from Family Ties, who's now all grown up and a dad, and a musician through the whole way of in between. And my gosh, some of the best of movies that you've had. This is
Wow.
great stuff. So I do have a question.
Great career.
Great career. When you were with, was it Bob Saget? Who was the one that was in Father? Let me see, which one was
Bob-
it?
Father
Bob
and
Saget.
Scout.
Father Scout. I mean, some of those scenes are hilarious. Like where they were, you can't make that up.
Yeah.
Like it just happens naturally. And I mean, you've told me that there's just things that just happen.
I love Blank Check. The whole idea of it was like, you know,
Yeah.
people say, "Wow, imagine if that happened to me."
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
There he is playing the guitar.
that's, that's
Stratocaster.
Pop, yeah, it was a Jazz Master.
Yes, okay.
Jazzmaster.
Very, very similar though.
Well, when you were doing, did you laugh as hard as like I probably did watching a couple of scenes? Because you just can't make that up. It just happens. I can see myself stopping, so I gotta laugh. I go pause. Just stop everything. I gotta laugh. I mean, how do you do that?
Sometimes you got to laugh it out.
Yeah, no, you definitely gotta laugh it out sometimes. But yeah, it's definitely hard to do. It's fun to see bloopers from nowadays. You know, like hilarious shows like The Office and
Yeah.
I don't know how they keep a straight face.
I know. I
It's-
watched that too. That's a great show.
You see those bloopers and then you're like, they don't keep a straight face. It's too funny to not
Yeah.
laugh at.
Yeah, some of the scenes. I mean, there is great stuff. Well, thank you so much for sharing yourself with
Yes,
us and
really
your
appreciate it.
screen
Thank you very
time
much for having me.
as a child and your screen time with us right now. Please stay in touch with us. Hopefully, we'll
I'll
see
see you in April.
We'll see you at
All
a big
right.
event.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you so much
It'll
for
be great
tuning
to
in
meet
once
you. I'm
again.
excited for that.
Brian Bonzal from Family Ties and a number of other movies, Star Trek and so on. So for those of you that didn't really get to hear the whole interview, you can catch them once again on our website, which is www.powerupradio.com. Thanks again.
Thank you, Brian.
Thank you so much, everybody. Have
Bye-bye.
a good one.
Take care
Appreciate
now.
you having me.
Thank you. That's great.
Yeah, that was really brought back a lot of memories.
That whole show brings back a lot of memories.
Yes,
I remember sitting on the couch.
I got to thank Calvin
Yes.
for getting Brian to come on the show. Calvin Spiker, my agent. Does Brian get royalties from the show? I'm sure he does. Cousin, yeah, my cousin Anthony's asking, does Brian get royalties from the show? Sure he does.
The stay-home dad.
Yeah.
I would imagine that is the
Every
case.
time that show plays, listen, I still get residual checks once in a while from when they
You
show
do?
it on VH1 and stuff. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. I almost said it. Oof. No, no. I mean, they used when that movie came out on cable back in '83.
Which movie?
Last American Virgin. When it went after the movie theater hit cable, I was making like, this is a lot of money for back then, like 10, 12 grand a month.
Wow, that's a lot of money now.
No, it's not. But I mean, yes, it is.
No,
But-
it is.
but I mean, a lot of money for a teenager back then.
And that is a very good point, because in this industry, you're a testimony to that. You get this money and you're not being really chaperoned, and you can really go on the deep end.
Oh, I did.
I mean,
Boy,
that's what happens to these childhood actors.
Two brand new Trans Ams, motorcycle. I lived it up nice. Lived in
I
it.
got a royalty check because I went to Netflix and I downloaded your movie.
I don't know if I don't get it. I haven't gotten one in a long time. I did get one about 5 years ago. It was a whole $1.38. But I had a great idea. I don't want to. I'll mention it when we get off the air in case it don't happen.
But we should, again, always talk about who our sponsor is.
Yes, we
and
need to
give a
run it.
shout out. So why don't we go ahead? Do we have a commercial that we can run real quick?
Wait in between.
No, we go between.
Okay.
We got another 2 minutes.
All right.
We got another 2 minutes.
Talk it out.
We talk it out. Tell me what your idea is.
What about these tickets? Want to give away these tickets?
Sure, we can actually go ahead and give it away. Once again, we just had on the show earlier today the representation from the Boca Raton Police Foundation is having an event, and that event is September 8th at the Addison, and they're going to have members of the Chicago band and also from Earth, Wind, and Fire doing cover songs and jamming it out. And this is, again, on the 8th at the Addison between 6 and 10. You can get tickets online right where...
Expensive tickets, but you can win right now.
You get drinks and also a dinner package. And if you go ahead and buy the tickets before the 7th, they're $125. At the door, it's $150 per person. And that website to go and
You can win 2 tickets right now if you,
you can
call
win
in.
2 tickets.
Yeah,
Yeah.
$250 you save. Call in.
That's
Come on,
right.
call in, win them. Otherwise, I'm going to take them and scalp them.
So
That wouldn't be good for Boca Police
if you'd
Department.
like to go ahead and be the winner of these tickets, you can definitely call in at 888-565-1470. If you want to get these tickets to see the jam and
Last week, Joe DeLucia won too.
yes, he did. We're going to flip over now. So everyone, thanks so much for tuning in. Now we're going to go into the second hour of our show. Stay tuned.
Hey, thanks for riding the Sixth Borough Radio Show. We hope that you will stay with us for part 2 of the show on Power Up Radio. Let's get your weekend started with a little bit of laughs and plenty of sauce.
The opinions expressed on the preceding sponsored program were strictly those of its host, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of this station, its staff, management, or sponsors.
South Florida's Good Time Oldies is here. WWNN Pompano Beach, a VCMG live radio station. The new Oldies 95.3 and 96.9.
RD Promo is the premier source of unique and captivating promotional products. Whether you need gifts for trade shows, corporate giveaways, holidays, or something in between, RD Promo is committed to the best services and products for our clients. Our expert account representatives are committed to your satisfaction and are prepared to help you find the promotional bags, gift items, and products you need. Our compelling corporate gifts meet high-quality standards and are designed to work for every budget. RD Promo makes promoting your business affordable, efficient, and fun. We work with high-end clients, advertising, and marketing firms alike to craft successful marketing campaigns for brands. Small businesses, major corporations, and multinational Fortune 500 companies have trusted us for their promotional product needs. Call 1-855-915-7377 or visit our website at rdpromo.com. We all know that paper straws are terrible. They dissolve after a few minutes of being in your drink. When they dissolve, they are also releasing gluten into your drink. Gator straws are different because they are made from rice paper. Rice, like when used with sushi, it gets wet and it binds. Gator straws last at least 4 to 5 hours in a drink. Gator straws are gluten-free, manufactured with superior paper, are recyclable, animal-friendly, eco-friendly, and simply the best straw on the market. For more information, call 855-915-7377 and visit our website at www.safetyworks.com. That's www.safetywercs.com. The Safety Works line of products has been carefully tested and established as the first line of defense against the worldwide pandemic and beyond. Our high-quality FDA line of personal protection equipment will keep you, your family, and your workspace as protected as possible during these uncertain times. Call 1-855-915-7377 or visit our website at safetyworks.com. That's safety, WERCS.com.
This program is furnished by amp2tv.square.
The content, information, and opinions expressed during the related show are those of the show personalities and guest alone, and not those of Vic Canellis Media Group, its parent, affiliates, or stations. VCMG Live is not responsible for any content, information, or opinions expressed. User bears full responsibility for their reliance on such content, information, or opinions.
Let's get your weekend started on Fridays with your one and only new host, Denise. Bringing you amped, raw, and fun energy to entertain as you end your week to welcome your weekend. Denise will bring new friends, celebrities, entrepreneurs, topic experts, musicians, foodies, local events, news, and much more to educate, celebrate, motivate, relax, and relate. As she says, let's make your mess your message. So let's get this party started. Here's Denise.
From time to time, this program engages in contesting for prize giveaways. A listener must call into the radio station talk line and be a specific caller or answer a trivia question as specified by the show host to be awarded the prize. The contest duration is the length of the program itself. Winners may be limited to one winner per address and or phone number every 3 months. All listeners are eligible for prizes. Prizes do not exceed a value of $325. The prizes are provided by the show, and the delivery of the prizes is the sole responsibility of the program itself and not the radio station.
And Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the second hour of our show called the Power Up Hour. And yes, if you just are tuning in, we just went through a great interview on the Sixth Borough radio show, and we had on Brian Bonzel, who was the child actor from Family Ties. For those of you that remember that show, and it was a great interview.
Award-winning child actor.
Actually, that's right, award-winning. And the show was a great show back in the 80s. And if you want to go ahead and catch that interview, you can actually go to our website, which is now completely rolled out. And that's at www.powerupRadioTV.com.
She loves this website.
I love this website. It is.
It's very, very good. You did a good job.
Thank you. The website is very special, and I know I'm talking about it, but it's very important for the Power Up Hour portion of our 2-hour segment, because a lot of it is based on hearing from individuals that have comeback stories that are meant for inspiration, that are meant for motivation, and actually celebrating different things and even educational moments,
about the website again. Do you know what's my favorite thing about the website? It's very user-friendly.
Go ahead, you share it.
It's very easy to use.
Yes.
I mean, everything you want is right there. I mean, you don't, like me, I'm not tech savvy or anything. You know, everything is at a click of a button. Or
it is. Everything is made. Yeah.
You can see anything you want.
Yes.
Very entertaining, actually.
It's Joe proof. So
that's the
it's
best
Joe
way to
proof.
put it.
It's Joe proof. So that means that you can very easily maneuver around it. The tabs are designed to give you as much information if you want to know about us, if you want to know about us individually, if you want to see if there's any internship opportunities, you can go under home and look for about. And if there's employment opportunities, we will be talking about that soon.
Yes, we're going to need some help.
And yes, we're going to need some interns and help. So we are growing faster than we can ever anticipate. And little old Denise here is getting really ready to say, can you help? And we need to expand because we're growing tremendously.
We need help. I'm tired of her complaining.
Yes. Oh, my gosh. It's like a husband and wife on TV. But the show here is really about, as we say, telling stories. And I love to tell stories, as Joe knows, stories of impact, stories
Dr. Seuss over here.
Stories that give us inspiration. But last week we had a very interesting show because it wasn't that we had a guest on.
Yes.
We had a show that was educational, and we talked about the different 12 generations that are named from as back as early as the 1900s.
Pop quiz, Freddie.
Pop quiz.
What was the first generation?
Oh, pop quiz on you. What was the name of the first generation?
I don't. Oh, the famous generation.
There's a silent, and then there's the lost. Which one is it? The dinosaur generation.
Dinosaur. No, but there was a cool name for one of them. The famous generation, or the something.
Oh yeah. So going back, we were talking about. So there is the lost generation, the silent generation, and then we went into. It was the Generation X, was it?
Generation X.
Right, and then we had the millennials, and then we had the Zoomers, and then we had the Boomers, and then we had the Alphas.
And we are the Boomer X line.
Right, it's a blurred line, but we're in the cusp.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why we're so cool.
Yeah. Well, again, it was mentioned, and I got some really great feedback, and it was a piece that I want to start doing more frequently, where we can actually have great conversation, bring some information that maybe you've been thinking about after.
Right. We want you guys to call in and add to it.
Yes, we want you to please do. You can call in at 888-565-1470. And yes, we have tickets. We have tickets to the first caller to go to the event where Earth, Wind, and Fire and Chicago members will start jamming together on September 8th at the Addison here in Boca.
Next Thursday.
Next Thursday.
And we will be there.
So if you love those groups, this is what you got to do is call in. And I'm looking at the tickets right here. You call in 888-565-1470, and the value of these tickets is $250.
Are we going to have them answer a trivia question, or are we just going to give it away to the first caller?
I'll be kind.
Okay.
I'll be kind. We'll go ahead and just simply say you got to call in. I got to hear a voice, and if you can breathe, you win the tickets. Whoa. How's that?
All right, I'm going to go outside and call in.
But you know what? You can come and hang out with us. Come meet with us. Come and hang out with us at that night. It's going to be a really great evening. With food and drink and, of course, great entertainment.
I can't wait.
Yes, it'll be a lot of fun. So going on to what are we going to be talking about today? I actually did more research. So we're going to have... It's a surprise tutorial. You know, you learned last week about all the different generations, the name generations. So this week, I actually have a funny situation.
Funny how?
Every once in a while on Power Up Hour, we talk about a piece about dating Denise.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
This could be a long segment.
I actually, it'll be fast, but it actually inspired me to go over the things that I want to give everyone a small education on a conversation that came up from, this was a date, it was a first date. I had spoken to the person already, and when I went on the date, we sat down, everything went off well.
This is another one?
Is it another one?
This because last week we were talking about the Maybach story. This is another one?
This is another one.
Oh, okay. All right, I'm ready.
This is another
More
story.
entertainment. All right.
So I went on the date. It was very, very nice. And then, of course, you get to know the person a little bit more. Before I know it, the person has all these conspiracy theories. Like theories about like things that I'm like, what? Like I didn't understand. Like you really think that did happen, and that didn't happen. So it actually made me think about people that have this life living concept of everything. There's a conspiracy.
Yeah.
And what are those top conspiracies? This one I actually had to look up because he literally believed that we never walked the moon. But there is a lot of conspiracy out there. If you were to Google, that's what I said. What? That we didn't go on the moon. I'm like, wait, am I missing something? Did Neil Armstrong really not go on the moon? Was it a fake? So we don't know the truth or not. But I will tell you, I did research. And so because of my conversation with this date, which grant you there was no second date after that. It just... Yeah, I mean, the person was very nice, but at the end of the day, I don't think I can live with someone or be in the presence of someone that's so cynical. I would be very depressed. Very depressed.
Where do you find these people?
Okay, then. I got
1969.
72.
No, 1969 we went to the moon. Yes, 69.
Well,
my father saved the newspaper. I still have it. Man Walks on the Moon, the Daily News. Yeah.
I'll tell you how it happened. I got an answer for you.
Go ahead,
I did the
go get it,
research.
Denise.
Okay, so yes, the never going to the moon was one of those conspiracy theories. However, when Neil Armstrong placed that pole into the moon, it looked like it was blowing in the wind, right? There's no wind in space.
How do you know that?
It's science.
We weren't there.
No, you can't breathe out in space. There's no
We're
air.
in space all the time, so.
I'm in space all the time. Oh, he's cruising. He's cruising for a bruising. No, but the reason why it looked like it was flying is because when they put the flag in, the top of the flag had an extended wire. So
it gave the effect.
It gave the effect, and because there's no what's that theory? There's no
My brother tried to play that trick on me too. Flags don't go like this with a wire. They filmed this at Area 51.
Oh, we'll talk about that too. The bottom line is we're going to talk today about the top conspiracy theories and why they even exist.
I can't read that. That's too small.
We have,
read
for those of you
me.
that are listening and can't actually see this, we have a little cartoon up there that says, by the time a man and woman get to the third date, a man...
Is that you and your guy on the date?
Somebody
By
took
not...
a picture.
Not
They got a
really.
snapshot.
They took a snapshot of us. A man has certain expectations at the end of the evening. I expect you pay for the dinner this time. I was not paying for a sinister... No. I'm sorry.
Where'd you go to dinner?
If you want romance, you got to pay in advance as far as I'm concerned.
No finance, no romance.
That's right.
Where'd you
That's
go to
right.
dinner?
Oh, I was out in Fort Myers.
Oh, that's a trip.
Yeah, well, my daughter, yes, I went out there because my daughter lives out there, and I figured, let me go somewhere else and see if anything could happen. But, nothing came out
Was
of
a
it.
nice retired guy in Fort Myers?
Yeah. 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 So we're going to talk about today
Go ahead.
conspiracy theories.
Let's get to it.
Okay, and I got some really great research done, and we don't only have so much time on the show, but we have to make sure that we always give credit to our sponsors.
Right. Wait, do we have a winner yet or no?
Do we don't have a winner?
No, we don't have a winner yet.
If
Check
anyone
those
wants to
phone
call
lines.
or anyone calling, 888-565-1470. If you want to win those tickets to the Earth, Wind, and Fire and Chicago Jam Session.
Somebody, Russ. Yes, put them through, Dan.
We got a caller.
See, I felt it.
Russ? Okay,
I
Russ,
felt it.
you're on the air. Speak to me. Talk to me, Goose.
I'm on the air.
We got Russ.
When do I get the tickets? Are you going to be there?
Yes, we will be there.
We will be there.
Okay, great. We're going to get back to the other topic, romance, finance.
That's Joe's thing, not
Who-
mine.
Who is this? Russ?
Yeah.
How you doing, Russ?
I'm doing great. I'm always great.
Yo, you're the winner, man. So we're going to see you there.
We will see you there.
Absolutely.
So what do? They'll take all of his information now?
Yes, well, they'll make sure, please, that you get the information, and that will be your name and telephone number and email, and we'll give you the instructions on how to go ahead and pick up your tickets. Most likely, they'll be at the door.
And
so, well, hold on a second. It is true. They're always rushing me, Russ. I just don't get it. They're always rushing me.
I'm not saying nothing.
Freddie's rushing me. Russ, what do you do? Where are you from?
I'm from Fort Lauderdale, not Fort Myers. I'm too young.
Fort Lauderdale. All right. Well, Russ, we're so glad that you did dial in. Thanks for sharing, and we'll get back to you with the details.
We'll see you Thursday.
We'll see you Thursday of next week.
Thursday of next week. Looking forward to it.
Great. Thanks
So
for
we're not
dialing
going
in.
back to romance finance. We're skipping romance finance. We're not going back to that. Come on.
All right.
You got to see the Joe department. Make sure he stays on hold so we can expect information.
Yeah, stay on the line so we get your information, Russ.
What's interesting you so much about the romance and finance?
That's a good line. No finance, no romance.
Russ, do you have thoughts on that?
Do what, hon?
Do you have thoughts on that?
I can't say them on the air. Come on.
No, don't.
Okay.
We're already in hot water for that.
Yeah. Okay, so thanks so much. Please hold on, and they'll get your information. Thanks again, Russ, for dialing in from Fort
Congratulations,
Lauderdale.
buddy. See you Thursday.
See you Thursday.
See you Thursday.
All righty then.
All right, Russ. Nice.
Nice job. We got rid of our tickets.
Now we
There
can
you
stop,
go.
Now we can stop with the tickets.
We can.
What's the
typical
conspiracy
Joe.
theory?
So, okay, so here we are. The wildest top conspiracy theories is what we're going to have the theme of the show. And if you want to be able to comment during this conversation on theories, the top conspiracy theories, please dial in at 888-565-1470 and give me your 2 cents. I already got 2 cents from Freddie that's telling me we never went to the moon. So that's his thing.
Area 51.
Area 51. So here we go. So I just want to let you know that the wildest top conspiracy theories, I looked them up. There's so many of them out there. But according to Insider News, okay, I got to give you my references. Now, we have that there are theories throughout the U.S., okay? People believe that, what is a theory, a conspiracy theory? Well, pretty much where people believe that the government or large organizations or secretive companies are hiding the truth from the public. So in essence, that's the basic conspiracy theory definition, okay? Now, conspiracists strive to uncover the truth behind some of the biggest news stories, from anything that goes from the UFO to the JFK assassination, even the Kentucky Derby. If we've walked the moon, it goes on and on and on the list.
What other conspiracy theories was the?
There he
date,
goes, going ahead of the
Was your
time.
date mentioning that night? That's what I want to know.
Oh, the one that we didn't go to the moon.
I don't want you to go through all of them. I want to know what got you to do this. Something ticked you off to do this.
Well, the one on the walking on the moon. I met Neil Armstrong as a youngin'.
That was enough. The guy said there was no.
I was shocked. And then he then mentioned some other things I don't want to mention on air. But at the same time, I was just like, wow.
The moon was enough.
That to me, yeah, I think I could hear after that one.
Did
I didn't listen much more.
Did you get up and moonwalk out of there?
I get to moonwalker.
No. Okay.
Yeah, I was like,
Denise.
yeah, doing the
later.
Michael Jackson moonwalk. Again, a very nice person, but the cynicism was just off the charts for me.
I won't interrupt you anymore.
But
Hurry
anyway,
up.
there you go. And there are conspiracy theories that are specific to different parts of the country. And I'll go over that in a minute. But some of the wildest ones, when I started reading through them, I just blew my mind. But just like, we have a question in the audience. Of course, it's from Freddie. Yes.
A man dates Denise.
Here we go.
We go to the moon, and we have conspiracy stuff going on. What kind of freaking date is that? I mean, think about that. You go to a date and say, listen, honey, we're going to talk about the moon.
That's a good point. What brings up a conspiracy theory at the date?
He must have just let down his guard and felt. You know me. Anyone can talk to me. I mean, I seriously. I have the ability and the gift to let people say anything they want to me. I'm just very comfortable.
If I go out on
Hence
a date
what I do
with
for a living.
If I go out on a date with a girl, I'm not going to bring up conspiracy theories. I'm going to bring up other theories.
Would you like to change the oil on my car? Do you know how to do that? I mean, what kind of date is this?
It was a very nice date, but he felt very comfortable sharing. So, all said and done with.
This is a whole nother show.
Yes,
Denise
dating Denise.
Dates.
Oh my goodness! Here we go. Denise states. But let's go into actually, some of the things about conspiracy theories and some of the things that I wondered about myself is that we are actually all predisposed to just everything is a conspiracy because we all have distrust. We don't trust everything. So in essence, you are building your own conspiracy theories in your heart, in your mind, and so we're just wired like that. Because we are doubting.
I definitely am.
We're doubting Thomases across the board, not naturally. And so when you have that, we're just, at some point, we all are wired to have a conspiracy theory going on in our head if we don't trust someone, okay?
And who trusts the government?
Okay, this is not a political show.
But nobody does, so that's why there's so many of these conspiracy theories.
But some of them are not government related. A lot of them are not.
I'm waiting for the punchline. I would like to get
I'm sorry, I keep cutting her
a
off.
subject.
Okay.
I know it gets her mad, that's why I do it.
So why do conspiracy theories happen and how does it heighten? I mean, this is just, again, natural thinking. And it's hard to say with social media, the news, the digital internet, everything that we have today really does heighten someone's information. It speeds it all up. So it's quicker to build a conspiracy theory because we have so much information at hand. And it really does shift your thinking quite a bit.
And it gets more people thinking when they see it.
Yes.
Talking to your microphone.
It gets more people thinking when they see it.
So it does happen to be that we have a lot of information, that we're on information overload, so it does make the mind run faster. Now, you may think to yourself, is it gender specific? And the answer is no. According to research studies, conspiracy theory is not more prevalent in one gender than the next. However, it could be gender specific on the theory. So it could be something based on the behavior that impacts a woman that wouldn't impact a man. So
I heard that women do more conspiracies than men.
Okay, you're just playing with words now.
I'm telling you the truth.
No doubt about it. Ask my 2 wives.
I'm telling you. I'm telling you the truth.
They always have
more
conspiracies
creative
about me.
They're more creative. Well, they're right about that. But anyway, they're more creative than men. Men don't know how to be conspiracy theorists.
Are you saying that men are not smart enough to
You see, I never said that. Here she goes. The conspiracy has begun.
The conspiracy has begun. Well, I thought that was an interesting point because before I go over what those tendencies or the top theories are of conspiracy, you got to know some backgrounds, and I thought it was very interesting. So, when you have a conspiracy theory, the other thing that's very important is that what is in alignment with you. So, if you believe in a specific religion, or if you believe a certain thing happened, or it actually impacts you, and it aligns with your belief system, you may tend to build and agree with that conspiracy theory, and not look for alternative sources that could debunk it. So you'll just lean more towards and believe, I get it. That's me. It's all, I believe it all. I believe it all. So your belief system can actually support if whether or not the conspiracy theory in your mindset is valid or not, or if you're going to support it. And it gets it gets deeper. Do older people, come on now.
We lost Joe.
No, I'm listening.
Are
You
listening
gotta
to this?
chime in because this impacts
I'm
us.
listening. Chime in, she gets mad at me. I don't
No.
chime in, she gets mad at me.
No,
If you believe it, then it must be real.
Right.
Yeah. But
Like Google. Everything on Google
You
is
guys,
real.
I'm glad we have people in the audience. When I say something, she gets mad. When I don't, she gets mad. I can't win over
well,
you.
I got
Dr.
a question
Google.
for you then.
Oh, you have a question.
I
Go
got
ahead.
a question. Do you, Joe, think that older people believe in conspiracy theories more than younger people? What do you think? You're dad. You're older.
Yes, 100%.
Okay.
I'm not saying I do, but I mean, I don't. Well, some kids do too. They don't believe some stuff happened that happened.
You're getting warmer.
Oh, I am. Okay.
Yes, the younger people don't believe nothing.
Yeah, they
The
don't
older
believe in a
people
lot of
believe
stuff
everything.
that we believe in.
Well,
different.
You're both wrong.
Go ahead.
Why?
I'll tell you why. The older we get, the less we think about what's going on.
That's
That's
true.
because you have Alzheimer's. That doesn't
No,
count.
no,
you
come
are
on.
right.
Back me up here.
I'm not going to say the word, but the older you get, the more you don't give her.
That's right. It's
It
like,
isn't you
what
don't
the
give, you
heck?
don't
I let it
remember.
roll. Whatever.
I
If we made it to the
remember, I
moon, we
just
didn't.
don't
What
give
difference does it make? I just want to make sure I eat today.
You remember the list that she put up on the screen for an hour last week? If you do, I'll give you $1.
What?
That list she put up. I can't remember
I
that.
remember the nice colors.
That's what I'm saying. It isn't that we don't give a. It's we just don't remember.
No, some things when people run these theories across, you really don't care. Like I don't want to hear that.
Yeah.
You believe.
So-
my answer is you believe what you want.
At the end of the day, it's exactly what the outlook is for an older person.
So it's more younger kids?
The younger kids do. Why? Because they're on information overload.
I
They're
was
on
wrong.
information
I was wrong
overload.
again.
Information overload, easy to get information at their fingertips, and they'll Google the you know what out of anything to find out information. And if they're trying to prove a point because they want to be right, they'll never look at anything else in the alternative sources to create, to have a mitigating reason why I would believe it or not. So there you go. So Joe, there is a question for you.
Another question?
Actually, no. I just
Thank
thought
God.
those are some of the points that were very interesting. However, there are 3 different levels of conspiracists.
Let's hear it.
The one is the I'm gonna butcher this word, epistemic, and then there's existential and social motives.
That's okay, 'cause we don't know what any of those mean anyway.
Those are just big words, and I'll break it down for you.
Please do.
So if you are in this category, what they call epistemic, so that really means from a psyche. This is like the person that, why would they believe a conspiracy or not? There's 3 different categories that qualifies why they are a conspiracy believer. And that particular group is because they really need to know for certainty. Like they don't want to be left out of the know. They want, did it happen? Did it not happen? Like they really have to have an answer. And so if they don't have an answer, they'll move into another category possibly because now they're existential and they want to go ahead. And let me ask you a question, Joe. Do you feel that if you don't have a black and white answer, all right, and you're now, are you going to feel powerless? Like you're going to like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to say. So it's got to be true. The conspiracy theory has to be true.
So if you don't have an answer for the theory, you're asking me, do I think it's right? Or what do
you feel like, would you feel powerless? Like, I don't know if it's true or not, like you said before.
No, I would give my opinion right off the bat. I would say, why do you think it's a conspiracy theory? Give me the reasons why you think it's a conspiracy theory.
Mm-hmm. And eventually you get validated. You'll validate whether or not I believe in the theory.
And even if you give me things that sound good, I'm still not going to believe it.
But these are people that are pre-wired in their thinking
Right.
and their psychology are wrapped around conspiracy theories because they actually, in their own psyche, they need to know, again, did it really happen? I don't know if it happened. I need an explanation now. It's like kids. They want to have an explanation.
You're right about one thing, Freddie. I'm drawing a blank now because last week I had an argument with somebody about something.
You don't remember?
No, I don't remember. So you're right. They said that never happened. And I'm trying to think in my head. After the show, it'll come to me what we were talking about, why they said that never happened.
And it's true because you forget. See, the older you get, the more you don't care because you forget.
Well, these people that are within one of these 3 categories, the second one, I can't say that. Thank you.
Which one are you?
I'm not a conspiracy theory
Tell us
believer.
some of the theories. I want to hear some of the theories.
Some of the theories. Okay, well, I'm giving you the why some people are so involved in being a part of a conspiracy theory. You got to understand the psyche, because they're a special group of people. Just saying.
Yes, they need like Bellevue.
They need Bellevue.
They need Bellevue. Remember Bellevue?
I remember Bellevue.
We used to party at Bellevue.
The last thing is social motives. And that makes a lot of sense because you want to be persuasive.
You want to be part of the crowd.
Right. You really, really want to have, to feel special. You're part of a group that's special, that has like a unique belief system or a very off-the-charts belief system, and you feel special because you belong to this group. So social motives, right? So now here's the part that comes really, really interesting. So I wrote down a few, and this is really crazy. So this one
did
here,
a lot of homework.
I did.
Look at
The number one conspiracy theory that everyone off the charts will always wonder about is the assassination of President Kennedy. How many theories have run around the fact that Harvey Lee Oswald was indeed in cahoots with someone else? Well, Harvey Lee Oswald died 2 days later. He was killed in public.
You know he was. Big cover-up.
So, well...
my cousin. Good question.
That's a great question.
Well, actually, I did do some research on Jimmy Hoffa as the question comes up here from one of our fans, Anthony Dominicus. But
my cousin.
This is the number one conspiracy theory. Was he indeed?
That was the number one?
Yeah.
Jimmy Hoffa was number one. Good job, man.
No, Jimmy Hoffa was not number one. It was JF Kennedy.
Oh, John F.
Yes,
Kennedy.
the assassination of what happened there. And the theories were wrapped around that it was CIA that hired Harvey Lee Oswald. And then all because of the Kennedy reactions to communism, the Bay of Pigs, and all that other stuff that happened back then. And others believe that it was the mafia that did it. Others believe that it was Cuba that did it. The Soviet Union did it. They were all involved.
Well,
so there you go.
You know, we were heavily invested in Cuba, and
we had a lot of stuff.
We had the
happening.
Bay of Pigs and all that.
And the Soviet Union was
and
very
a lot
involved.
of people lost a lot of money.
Well,
Yeah.
if you watch the movie The Irishman, it was the
Yeah.
mob that did it.
There are a lot of, but anyway, this is the point where we say this is one of the most argued conspiracy theories out there. However, in a most recent release, a scientist at IMSG concluded that Oswald did indeed do it by himself.
That's what they concluded.
That's right, and that was 2018 or 20, I think it was. That
Who
it was
did that?
What about?
was that a conspiracy
What about
theory
Elvis
too?
never died? Is that one of them?
Oh,
Did I cut ahead?
That's another one.
that's my conspiracy. No, he's not dead. In my head.
Oh, I want to hear this one. 'Cause
Elvis
you-
never died.
Listen, I'm such a big fan of him. I want to believe that too, but
He never died. Here's the second one. The second
Right.
biggest is Area 51.
That's right.
Yes.
That's where they made the movie. That's why we didn't go to the moon.
Well, let me just tell you that
they
they
made the moon there.
They made the movie. They,
Oh,
you know
okay.
what they did? They made a movie, and they sent pieces up there. Like there's an instrument that actually plays an instrument back,
Dear
but they
God.
made the movie in Area 51.
Okay.
I think it's past your bedtime, Freddie.
Yeah.
You see? Now I'm feeling like one of those words. You
I
said.
need the yellow phone, the rotary, please. I need to call.
You can't prove me wrong.
I believe you, Doug.
Well, there are theories out there that can because there
Tell
is
me the
information.
theories. Go ahead,
But
tell
hold
me.
on. So Area 51 is where, for those of you that are listening and don't know what it is, I'm sure you
video
must
game.
know, where research, where outer space aliens are being researched and experimented on in Nevada on aliens and spacecrafts and so on. There's been approximately 30 different movies that have been made on Area 51 conspiracies. Yes. Mm-hmm.
Do you believe in aliens?
I have no comment.
She dated one.
Yeah, actually, I take that back. You're absolutely right.
I believe in aliens.
I've dated aliens.
The universe is so big, there has to be life forms.
Of course, they walk among us.
Yeah.
Yes, they walk among
A lot
us.
of people behind me laughing, making me very nervous.
Alien Nation.
So the very first movie that goes back that I was able to find was called Project 12. That was made in, it was aired in 1962. X-Files was another very popular
Great
show.
show.
X-Files.
Yeah.
Independence Day with Will Smith and
Ooh, yes. Area 51.
That was Area
Jeff
51?
Goldblum, and then Zero Dark 30. That
What's
was a war movie.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Yes,
I didn't see
and
that
it
one
was
either.
based on the need to go in and invade another country, and they needed to have some really stealth equipment, and so they went to Area 51 to get the stealth aircrafts to be able to do what they needed to do. So that was Zero Dark 30. It was a very good movie. It was a very good movie.
I'm going to watch that.
But some believe that Area 51 right now is also based on the studying of the Roswell spacecraft, which is another conspiracy theory with Roswell, with the spacecraft that crashed into Roswell. I say that fast. Yeah. So, and that was a crash that took place in New Mexico in 1947.
And tell us about that crash.
It was an alien crash.
An alien crash.
It was a aircraft, and so it landed in Roswell, and
They brought the alien back and they keep him in Area 51. Did you know
and the
this?
spacecraft.
So out of all
That's
this
the
time,
theory.
you just got one alien?
We don't know how many. We don't know how many.
Oh,
And did you see the government finally admitted that UFOs exist? That just came out the beginning of the year.
Ay, ay, ay.
But you saw that, right? Congress said, true, it's a true story. We have a fact that they do exist. So Area 51, there may be a few greetings out there.
There might be.
A few greetings. On that note, we're going to get Freddie checked in a little bit. But we do have someone in the audience that we want to bring on.
Okay.
Area
As
51?
we
Wanna
always
do a quick
mention,
commercial?
we do a quick
Yeah,
commercial,
we're gonna do a
and then we
commercial,
have a
and
guest
we'll-
with us.
We'll situate him so we can see everybody.
Yes.
Area 51?
Yes. And we're going to go right to commercial. Please come
Are
right
we
back.
done with this?
No.
I want more.
There's more. There's more. Stay tuned if you want to know additional conspiracy theories.
Stay tuned. Give us a call if you have a conspiracy theory.
Love to hear it.
But not including ex-wives.
Oh, and not dating Denise.
RD Promo is the premier source of unique and captivating promotional products. Whether you need gifts for trade shows, corporate giveaways, holidays, or something in between, RD Promo is committed to the best services and products for our clients. Our expert account representatives are committed to your satisfaction and are prepared to help you find the promotional bags, gift items, and products you need. Our compelling corporate gifts meet high-quality standards and are designed to work for every budget. RD Promo makes promoting your business affordable, efficient, and fun. We work with high-end clients, advertising, and marketing firms alike to craft successful marketing campaigns for brands. Small businesses, major corporations, and multinational Fortune 500 companies have trusted us for their promotional product needs. Call 1-855-915-7377 or visit our website at rdpromo.com. We all know that paper straws are terrible. They dissolve after a few minutes of being in your drink. When they dissolve, they are also releasing gluten into your drink. Gator straws are different because they are made from rice paper. Rice, like when used with sushi, it gets wet and it binds. Gator straws last at least 4 to 5 hours in a drink. Gator straws are gluten-free, manufactured with superior paper, are recyclable, animal-friendly, eco-friendly, and simply the best straw on the market. For more information, call 855-915-7377 and visit our website at www.safetyworks.com. That's www.safetyworks.com. The Safety Works line of products has been carefully tested and established as the first line of defense against the worldwide pandemic and beyond. Our high-quality FDA line of personal protection equipment will keep you, your family, and your workspace as protected as possible during these uncertain times. Call 1-855-915-7377 or visit our website at safetyworks.com. That's safety, WERCS.com.
From time to time, this program engages in contesting for prize giveaways. A listener must call into the radio station talk line and be a specific caller or answer a trivia question as specified by the show host to be awarded the prize. The contest duration is the length of the program itself. Winners may be limited to one winner per address and or phone number every 3 months. All listeners are eligible for prizes. Prizes do not exceed a value of $325. The prizes are provided by the show, and the delivery of the prizes is the sole responsibility of the program itself and not the radio station.
All right, and we're back, everyone. We're back, and we're talking to all of you with, not talking to, we're talking with you and having education and conversation around the theory of conspiracy theories, the thoughts around that. And so it's been very interesting so far about talking about the top theories, conspiracy theories that go around in our social circles. So we're going to keep on that conversation and continue where we left off. But we have a guest with us, Freddie.
That's Freddie.
Freddie
He's
over
Joe.
there. Joe, take it
Joe,
away.
That's Freddie.
Take it away.
How you doing, Joe? We're with Michelle.
Michelle, that's
Michelle?
it.
And what is the name of your company, sir?
The Eco Channel.
The Eco Channel. Now tell us what the Eco Channel is exactly.
Very simple. We are the first and only, in parentheses, green TV channel in the U.S. So we report exclusively on sustainability and eco-friendly initiatives nationally, internationally, and of course, regionally.
Right.
That's interesting. I didn't know you can be an eco channel.
It's a great name.
So it would be, I think it's a great name, actually. Is that because now in how your airing is taking less footprint, or what's the footprint of the initiative of going out and broadcasting?
The name eco is because of the content.
The content.
Not because of we are driving electric cars.
Okay. So you're focusing on eco-friendly
topics.
Content.
Correct. All the content that we report on is based on sustainability and eco-friendly initiatives. So that's what we report on. whether it's climate change, pollution, plastic pollution, ocean conservation, you name
Wow,
it.
that's
This
funny.
is all we cover.
See, one of our sponsors is Gator Straws.
Mhm.
They're paper straws.
Yes.
An
Mhm.
agave
Yeah.
straw.
Mhm.
And I'm one of their, I push the straws a lot.
Mhm.
Is it true? You would know this. Is it going to be law here now? No more plastic.
Well, it's basically city by city or county by county. So different cities have different laws in place
Closer to
that
the water, right?
that are more stringent than others.
Right.
So if you go to University of Miami is the city is they're very strong in environmental laws. So they actually ban all the plastic straws. They have all the plastic bags, single-use plastic bag in all the supermarkets.
What are we going to use in the supermarket now? I'm not going to go back to.
Well, you either bring your own,
Yeah.
which what most people do nowadays. They bring their own bags, so like that they can be it's reusable, or they use basically, that's what it is. It's before you had single-use plastic, you had other means. So it's just a matter of finding other ways of bagging your groceries that are, of course, less destructive to nature.
So we just have to share that this is a segment that we do where we invite anyone that wants to come on to our show and get a 2-minute spot, just like our friend right here, Michelle from Eco Channel, and have an opportunity to share what they do and how they do it. And if anyone wanted to get a hold of you to know more information, they can contact us and we'll guide them and forward them right to you through our website, however, which is www.powerupradiotv.com. I'm very proud of that website. And or they can connect with you. And how would they do that?
How would they find you?
TheEcoChannel.com.
TheEcoChannel.com.
Very simple.
Do you have anything coming up or anything that?
We do a lot of
Yeah.
things.
Like
Matter of
events or
fact,
anything?
one of the gentlemen who brought me here, Randy Coleman, who's sitting
that?
right behind us,
I know Randy.
which I've known for about 20 years, back in Philadelphia, when he was in Philadelphia, was also a judge on one of our TV series that we produced last year called the
wow.
Fashion Swimwear Eco Challenge. So it was one of the 4 judges on our panel. So we do, beside the reporting, we also have original content and original series that we produce for the channel.
Was Eco Challenge what kind of contest was it?
That one was a reality TV show
Reality TV
okay.
show.
that we actually produced.
That's what I was going to say. That must have been
Was it
fun.
edible? Are
It
they
was
edible?
it was a
said it,
lot
I
of
didn't.
fun. It was a lot of fun. One of the it's a competition, so we
Right.
start with a certain amount of people,
Randy,
and
you
of
get all the
course,
fun jobs.
and one of the challenge, for example, was for the contestant to create a wearable bathing suit made out of recycled, upcycled material. And they were judged on, of course, on the wearability. They were judged on the fashion aspect of that piece that they created. And of course, it was the best move to the next one, and the worst, of course, get eliminated. So it was not only a fun show, but also very inspirational for the contestants.
Well, this is one part. Power Up Hour is really designed, as we always say, and has been forever, really telling stories that are compelling, things that can really impact someone. And what you're doing is very educational. It's very impressive. Once again, we have Michelle from the Eco Channel with us, who just came in. Thanks to Randy once again, that was on last week and the week before. He's just doing a great job, and hopefully we can get your support to join us and be part of our show, because we are always looking for the support, and we want to give those shout outs to other businesses out there, because you support us, we support you.
Absolutely.
How did they
Absolutely.
How would they find you? What was the website again?
The Eco ECO channel CHANNEL.com.
Look it up. Be a part of it.
Yes, and I'm assuming that that's where they can actually find where to see the show.
Correct.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, well, shows, plural.
The shows. We have several shows.
There are buildings that are building. One of the Met players just bought in 78% all green. A building, a 5-story
Yeah.
building. And it's like 78% all green.
Right.
But it's a lot of money to live there, but one of the Met players.
It's a lot of green to live there.
Well, a lot of institutions, I know banks, for example, Bank of America, TD Bank, a lot of them are now building their structures to be eco-friendly,
Yeah, correct.
and to not use as much of the grid, if you would.
Correct.
So it's happening. It's
Great
here.
idea.
It's live.
That's right. And
I'm
this
the
is
worst
exact-
at it, but
and that's
you know.
exactly what we cover. We cover all type of industries, from realty to food to fashion, travel, boating, of course, because we live in South Florida. So we actually cover different industries and different categories within the channel.
I got one for you. You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Eco-friendly dating.
Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it.
Edible? What?
We'll be the judge.
Love it. Love it. Love it.
Eco-friendly dating.
Mm-hmm.
I will
There
tell
is
you.
no such thing as friendly dating, period. That's a conspiracy.
It's a conspiracy. It all comes together. You see how it is? Everything weaves in.
Yeah.
But I think that'd be a great one. I will tell you that my girlfriend did say to me, Denise, you need to go ahead and let your dating experience happen organically. And I'm sitting here looking, I'm like, does that mean I got to stand now in an eco-friendly vicinity or the Whole Foods aisle waiting for someone to show up? I said, I don't think that's going to happen, but I think you should have an eco-friendly dating
I think it's a wonderful
game.
idea. We can certainly talk about it
Yeah,
and see
that'll be a
how
lot of
it can
fun.
be
We'll put
implemented.
Joe on there.
That's right. One thing I need to say about you guys.
I'm out of the dating
I just
pool.
need to say one thing. I'm a newcomer, and I really enjoyed the dynamic that you guys have with one another.
Oh, thank you.
When you speak about some serious topics at times, but in a way that is not only friendly, challenging, but also open-minded. And I like that a lot. So I
try to keep a
really,
balance.
so I really congratulate you for that.
Thank you.
And of
Thank
course,
you so
congratulate you for
much.
inviting me.
You're
thank
welcome
you.
anytime. Come by.
Thank you.
Definitely. Next time we'll sit down and we'll talk a little bit more how we can get you more involved.
Maybe we'll work something out where we give you a little segment or something on
Not a problem. Not a problem.
Awesome.
Anytime.
Thanks so much for coming
My
on.
pleasure.
Love to see you
My
again.
pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you. So we're gonna actually thank you once again. That was Michelle from
Very
the Eco
interesting,
Channel.
very cool.
interesting material, content built around the eco-friendly environment. Oh, that's fantastic. But going back to the conspiracy theories, I'm telling you, I'm dealing with the degenerates here. I'm telling you. So going further, we have more conspiracy
No,
theories.
He knows what I mean.
Okay, so here's another one. Some believe that the research facility in Alaska is a mind control lab. I've heard this one before. Anyone aware of this? A mind control lab out of Alaska. This is a big one. I didn't know about this one actually, but it is a very large facility, 33 acres of 180 antennas in one spot.
What? Mm-hmm. They must get good reception.
And so there's been a lot of movies made at that platform in there. Thank you, Gid, for coming on. So there's been movies that have been had, but there is a theory here that those radio waves and data information is being collected.
Wow.
Yes, being collected. And so studies have, this particular facility is where they have scientists that are studying the furthest distances of the atmosphere. So, do you think that
Conspiracy or is this
is it?
true?
This is an actual research facility. It's a live facility. Okay, it's a real facility, and it's a high frequency auroral research program.
I got my eye on you.
And they're studying the furthest corners of the universe or at the atmosphere.
Well, I want to. My cousin brought in a few things. I don't know if you got those written down. One of them was Marilyn Monroe. Somebody who killed Marilyn Monroe.
Well, I can't say that's a conspiracy theory. It didn't come up as the top ones, but there's a
It
lot of
wasn't in there?
conspiracy.
Okay,
no.
yeah, there is.
No.
And he mentioned
there
another
wasn't.
one. Like Freddie said, I forgot.
We have a comment?
Bermuda Triangle.
Right. That's another. That did not
That's
come up
gotta
as the
be in
top.
there.
No, it's not.
No.
No. Look at him. No, it's not. But does it exist? Yes, it's a conspiracy theory.
Wait a minute. Wait
Well,
a minute. How can it not be in there?
It's
A lot
not.
of planes and stuff disappeared there.
Remember, we're talking like the top biggest buzzing interests, and that is measured by the
Well, that's
internet.
years ago too. Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of kids nowadays don't
Exactly.
even know about that.
Right.
They know about other triangles people get lost in.
Yeah. So wait. This is what's really interesting. The conspiracists believe that those antennas are
Oh, we're back to the
experimental
antennas.
weapons. Okay.
Wow.
Yes. That control people's minds, according to the Smithsonian, which is an editorial media.
Can we borrow it?
I don't know. I don't know if
I
it
wanna
works.
use it on you.
Yeah. Well, and some believe because of that actual facility, that's what caused the Columbia Space Shuttle to destruct because of the interruption.
Wow.
Of that antenna?
Mm-hmm. That's what the
That's
conspiracy
the way
theory-
that thing just blew up. I remember watching that live on TV.
It was horrible.
I was there, yeah.
It
First
was
of all, let me
horrible.
ask you, you see the latest that they came out with? That now you can think and things happen? They have something in the brain, so if I wanted to talk to Joe, it comes up on a screen, the words.
Like that Pizza
By the
Hut. You
thought.
could order with your thoughts.
But with the thoughts.
Is that
And
real?
naughty
Or
thoughts
is that a
too.
conspiracy theory?
No, this is true. Well, they say it's true. It's in New York right
fine
now.
Bella.
Well, actually, this has been something that, again, this is like top 10 really strong conspiracy theories of today. Here's another one. Do you remember when the milk carton came out and the children that were, lost, or when I say lost, they're either, have been
They were
taken
on the carton, yeah.
Right. Well, there's one in particular, and the name is Johnny Gosh, or Ghosh. I don't say if I'm saying it correctly. He was 12 years old, and the theory of conspiracy that he was abducted.
By aliens.
Yep, in 1969.
Really?
And that was in Des Moines, Iowa.
A lot of stuff happened in 1969.
But a lot of this stuff is happening in the Midwest. Look about that.
They got nothing to do over there. That's why.
Oh gosh. But
Do
he
you
was
think
one
all
of the.
these kids that are missing, people that are missing, would be taken by aliens?
There is a conspiracy around that.
I would say a lot of people have been taken by aliens. And they
Here's
might be having a good time there. Who knows?
Oh, geez, I
They
don't
don't
know.
come back.
Where's Hoffa? So there is a theory that did show up, not on the top 10, but the Hoffa theory,
I watched something the other night that they confirmed he was gone. He was dead.
Yeah. Yeah.
I heard they spread him all over the
They officially
country.
told his family, the search is over after all these years. He's dead.
Yeah.
Duh. Maybe he got abducted by aliens. Maybe he's running the unions up there.
Now, did you see where the lakes are drying up and these things are popping out?
Yes.
And there was a guy missing for 32 years, and he was in a barrel. They found the barrel at the bottom of the lake because it's dried up.
In fact, there's a few bodies that they
Yes,
found.
more than a few. Yes.
Yeah. Oh, gosh. Here's a fun one. This made it in the top 10. Bigfoot sightings. Yes.
I believe in Bigfoot.
Sasquatch. Yes.
My ex-wife.
They say
Oh,
they
geez.
say a lot of those sightings are people smoking weed, just seeing bear.
Well, here's the theory. Here's what the
video.
data is.
The video, is that a conspiracy?
They didn't mention anything about the video, but I know what you're referring
The
to.
famous video where he looks.
But this
at
is interesting. There was
That gives me
indeed
chills when I think
the
of that.
Bigfoot sightings take most place in Washington State.
Really?
And there are 2,032 sightings that have been recorded by the visitors, tourists, locals. Now, although many sightings have happened throughout the U.S., still, okay, so there might be a population or a family out there, cousins, aunts, I don't know, in different parts of the country, but most of them are, yes, indeed, seen in Washington State.
So is there one Bigfoot or is there a couple of them?
Well, I think it's families.
Families in Bigfoot?
Yeah,
Big feet.
because remember,
It's big feet.
they've been
The Big
seen.
Feet family.
They've been seen since 1958.
My cousin's reading my mind. I was just going to ask about
That's coming.
that. Yeah, it's coming, Aunt. Stay
So,
cool.
There, if you recall, also, if you do research, there was footprints that were, I guess you go, that were found, and so they molded it, and they thinking that's okay. You probably remember that. That was done in 1958. However, it was revealed that it was a hoax. In 2002.
Was a hoax?
It was a hoax.
I remember how they did that, too.
Yeah. The person that was the
But
founder.
I remember that theory was big in the 70s, too. The Sasquatch, the Bigfoot.
Well, it's been there since. Well, remember, it's
That
been
was a
going
hippie
on since 1958.
Yeah, because
even before that.
They had Andre the Giant played Bigfoot on
Yeah.
$6 Million Man.
Yeah.
And it was
Oh,
a
geez.
robot. It wasn't real.
I don't remember that, but okay.
Yeah.
Here's
Think you
another
were
big
fair?
conspiracy theory. Again, all along, these theories are the biggest, hottest issues that you see going on the internet. Okay? This one here says that, yes, indeed, the government does know that there is a giant active volcano underneath Yellowstone Park in Wyoming. That it will completely wipe out the United States. This is what the conspiracists believe. And they say that the government knows completely about it and that it will erupt. Now, that particular volcano erupted 630,000 years ago. You
So
think that the conspiracy theorists would have looked for that information. That goes to show.
That's a long time, huh?
Well, yeah, I mean, that's what if you're going to believe in something that the government is always doing to conspire to do something. Well, it's part of your fabric. You're going to not look for information to possibly debunk it or give you more educational information.
600,000 years ago, they knew about it. Why didn't they look into it?
Well, they're saying that it ain't going to happen. It's
If it
just
happened
not going to
once,
happen.
it can happen again. I also remember a theory about New York that the plates are going to shift underneath, and it's going
all going to fall out. The same thing with California.
It's all going to go in the water.
That's why they built the subway system to keep it afloat.
Yeah. So you heard this one too.
Yes, I lived there.
Yeah.
I've actually when I lived in New Jersey, I actually experienced.
Jersey's a swamp.
We got 4 minutes.
Oh, we got
Speed
4
it
minutes.
up.
Okay. All right, really quickly. So, yes, on here, I just want to let you know the Loch Ness Monster is one of those top ones, which was asked by one of our callers.
What number?
And so that's number 10. But there's other ones. So really quickly, that was the Loch Ness Monster was seen in 1889 by 100 passengers, and to this date still remains as a theory that the Loch Ness Monster roams the waters.
I've heard a lot of stories on the Loch Ness Monster.
I thought this one was interesting, too, that the actual Denver International Airport is twice the size of Manhattan. Did not know that.
Yeah, I knew that.
Yeah, and each corner is a massive transportation system.
Which place?
This is the Denver International Airport.
It's the biggest in the world.
It's the biggest in the world,
It's-
and
it's a city.
they feel that it's a structure that headquarters the Illuminati.
Illuminati is
Illuminati.
another one. What about sharecroppers? Those things, those sharecropper things.
They didn't make it.
Really?
Yeah, Mount Rushmore. That's another one.
Yeah,
There
that's a
is-
secret base.
That has a secret backdrop to it,
Right.
and
A friend
and
of-
it's
a friend of mine was stationed there.
so actually
Friend of ours for a friend of mine.
behind Lincoln's Head, there's a real big office, or I should say a structure that's 75 by 35, and it's intended to hold America's
minutes.
prized possessions, and it actually holds the U.S. Constitution and the Declaration
Oh,
of
wow.
Independence.
But you know why?
But you cannot go in it.
There's nothing behind George Washington. You know why?
It's a nuclear base.
No, because he cannot tell a lie.
That's good.
Cannot tell a lie.
Right,
So
I
there
mean-
you
We
have
gotta
it.
continue this. It's good.
So this is really some of the things that we want to, I wanted to talk about, make it a little fun, but a lot of it, there's
I like
truth to
it a
this.
lot.
People actually believe this, and there's
And it's interesting.
different mindsets that believe that it occurred. I have so many friends that actually the millennials that I
There's-
know, they all think that everything is a
There's
conspiracy.
some conspiracy theories I would never mention on the air, but when I hear them, I look at people like, "Are you for real?"
Yes, and hence
I'll
that's
tell you
why
after the
that's
show.
why I didn't.
No, don't bring those up. But I mean, this stuff, I'm like, "Are you really serious about this?"
So with that, people, we want you to say, take this and have a conversation with it over your barbecue weekend and enjoy. Have a safe weekend.
Russ, enjoy the tickets. We'll see you Thursday. And Joe DeLuce, you won 2 tickets. We'll see you Thursday.
All right, everyone, have a great, safe weekend, and until we meet again next week.
We'll see you then. And thanks
Stay
to our
tuned.
people for stopping by.
You have been listening live to the one and only timeless Denise as she helps you bring in your weekend with a smile. If you wish to contact Denise and be on the show, call us at 866-224-5422 or email Denise at poweredupradiotv.show and tell us how your business shapes up the weekend. Again, call us at 866-224-5422 and make your mess our message. Now that you are powered up, go get your weekend on.